Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of the Brett Beard Show, sponsored by James Restaurant. I'm Cooper Burrell, and of course, I'm here with Coach Beard. Coach Beard, how are we doing today?
Man, I'm great. Love being on the set with you.
I'm glad to be here too. We went on the road to Walker. It was a home game on a Thursday. It's kind of throwing the players off. How do you think they dealt with that?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's anything now that y'all haven't seen that you're not ready for. I mean, we've been through the worst of worst and the good of good, and, you know, we've the highest of highs, lowest of lows. There's no curveball now you can throw us that we're not ready for. And that's one thing I love about y'all's group is you're ready for whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and we're just going to line up and play and do what we love to do.
All right, Coach, let's look at the highlights. Jackets take the field of their first home game of the year at Walker. We had a really great turnout, a huge student section, all dressed up in their U.S. colors.
Tell you what, they were rocking. I loved it. I loved the way we looked.
Big start, opening kickoff, goes to number 13, Lionel Dawson, takes it all the way for a touchdown. Denham 7-0. Lionel making a huge play here, making his way into the end zone.
You know Lionel's a playmaker, and we know that. And his kid's got wheels, and you got to get the ball in his hands and let him work. Love the energy. Look at it. Well, you can see it again. You know, he originally didn't catch the kick, but got it taken care of, secured it, and you know, fell behind his blockers and ran where he was supposed to run, which is a good thing. And there was the crease, and of course, when you get to the burner zone that he has, you can't catch him.
Yes, sir. Glen Oaks ball, number 10, Terry Adams, handoff to number 0, Devontae Russell, tackled by Hayden Rushing. Third down, quarterback Adams, sacked by number 99, Shaq, Elijah Butler. Jackets ball on offense, number 18, Jerry Horn, play action pass to number 13, who runs for a big gain. This drive would end in a fumble. Later in first quarter, number 18, Jerry Horn, handoff to number 4, Cam Kelly for a first down. Second quarter now, number 18, Jerry Horn hands it off to Cam Kelly, who runs for a touchdown. Denham 14-0. Coach, tell me about Cam here, making big plays for the offense.
Well, you love when he gets to finish the drive, because I tell you, when he's had the best off season. He's been a workhorse for us these first few weeks, and I love seeing him rewarded.
There they are celebrating. Panthers punting now. Number 12, Mason Varese, back to get it. Bobbles it and drops it, and then picks it up and returns it all the way for a touchdown. Jackets 21-0. Mason Varese making big plays, Coach. Tell me about him.
Well, you know, he's one of our studs. I mean, he can lock you down at corner, and of course, a lot of people don't really know him all that well as a return man. Which, as a freshman, he returned a punt and a kickoff in a freshman game, and from that day on, he came up with us and never played freshman ball again. But he's definitely a kid that's athletic enough to make a lot of plays, whether it be special teams or defensively. And you can see right there, he does have a special knack in the return game. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yes, sir. He's celebrating on the sidelines with his teammates, getting some refreshments after that big play. Glen Oaks on offense. Handoff to number 0, Russell, who was hit hard by number 6, Deshaun McBride. A forced fumble, and it was recovered by Eli DiGiolano. 28-0 Denham. A big play by Eli there, Coach. Tell me about him.
I'll tell you what, Eli's got a horseshoe, because he seems to always be around the ball that's on the ground, and he's always scooping and scoring or recovering the fumble. And you know, a lot of times when you do your job and the guys behind you do their job, that's how it's supposed to fit. And of course, it starts with the big hit. And the read by number 6, McBride, coming downhill, getting his head across the bow, getting the ball out, only for Eli to be the lucky one to scoop and score. But it's been a lot of fun to watch. You see the energy.
Yes, sir.
I love the energy these guys are bringing.
Jackets ball, quarterback Reese Mooney, play action pass to number 11, Andrew Goodwin, who runs it for a big gain after the catch, and is finally dragged out of bounds after running through multiple defenders. Red zone now. Number 1, Reese Mooney, hands off to Ray McNeely, who fights his way, jumping over the goal line for a touchdown, 35-0 Denham. Coach, Ray making big plays for the offense like normal. Tell me about him. And how
Again, 4 and 5 finishing in the end zone. You couldn't be more proud. I love when 5 finishes these runs like this right here. We got to do a better job as coaches getting 4 and 5 on the field together and just letting people pick their poison because they're special, and I love when they get the opportunity to score and celebrate together because they're a lot of fun to watch together.
Jack is kicking off a big return by Glen Oaks, number 4. He runs all the way down, only the kicker to beat, and then he beats the kicker, and all we have is Mason Breeze, who finally tackles him. A good save by Mason Breeze. Panthers, number 10, Adams, passes to the sideline and is picked off by number 6, McBride. Got his feet. Referees are discussion. It is finally called an interception. Denham's ball.
Great play.
Quarterback, number 1, Reese Mooney, hands off to number 4, Cam Kelly, who runs it up the middle for a nice gain. Finally getting drugged down for a good first down. Number 1, Reese Mooney, play action pass to number 11, Goodwin, runs for a nice gain. Number 1, Reese Mooney, play action pass again, finds Andrew Goodwin once again again fighting for yards after the catch. Number 1, Mooney hands off to Kelly, who gets blown up and fumbles, recovered by Glen Oaks. Some missed blocking there.
A great read by the linebacker. He was able to see the run through.
Panthers ball, number 10, Adams screens it to number 4, Ryan, who runs for a first down. Big hit by number 32, Rancher Miller. Glen Oaks forced a punt and is blocked by Jaden Kent, number 60, recovered by Hayden Rushing, who battles to score but is taken down. Coach, tell me about this big play by the...
Well, special teams right now has been really good for us. Any chance you get to block a kick or return a kick, those are big-time momentum swings that we're actually taking advantage of this year that we haven't in the past. And that's what makes it so special when those guys make those big plays and you capitalize off of them with points.
Hayden on the sideline celebrating with his teammates after the play. Jackets have the ball now. Quarterback Reese Mooney drops back and passes to Micah Harrison. Touchdown Denham, 42-0 Jackets. Right before halftime. Coach, tell me about Micah being back.
Yeah, Micah's a special player. We've seen that for a couple of years, and to get him back and in the mix and making plays for us, he's only going to get better. As good as he got last year, this is just the beginning of him to have a special season, and it's just getting back to it and getting it done.
Second half now, a couple of great defensive plays. Intercepted by number 21, Jeremiah Lewis. Great play by the player, by Lewis there. Fourth quarter, intercepted by number 23, Brian Hawkins. Hawkins jumps up, nabs it, and then celebrates with his teammates after the interception.
I love seeing these young guys make plays and give them the opportunity.
The alma mater now, Coach. Tell me about this atmosphere. All the students here celebrating.
Yeah, first off, thank you to Walker for letting us, host our games there. But, to be able to look up in Walker stands on their home side and see our people feel it in our student section and the energy and the excitement, that's ultimately what it's about is high school football. It doesn't really matter where it's played. We're able to come together as a community and get to watch some good football. And once again, I couldn't thank Walker enough for giving us that opportunity.
The final score, Denham 42, Glen Oaks 6. Jackets are 2-0. Now for the stats. Mooney passing for 7, but only getting 4 completions. 67 yards, 1 touchdown. McNeely, 18 rushing, 127 yards and 1 touchdown. Kelly, 32 rushing, 175 yards and 1 touchdown. Coach, Reese Mooney is back after the injury. Tell me about him.
Yeah, we're in a great situation. Last year, sadly, Reese gets a big-time injury that we lose him for the rest of the year, and we have to scrounge there for a few weeks and buy time to get the freshmen ready. And last year, it was stressful. It was some tough times getting him ready and going through the quarterbacks we did. But now you fast forward to this year, you're in a great situation because your sophomore really isn't that much of a baby anymore because he's got a ton of experience. And to push Reese, and Reese has that comfort with have the two. Them battling out and making each other better. Iron sharpens iron. That's a big deal for our football team. And those two dudes are really good, and they're pushing each other, and they're getting better. And every week is going to be a competition to see who can start the game. No doubt you're going to see both of them every week, and a lot of both of them because I think they're both special players. And until one of them just separates himself, and that's what we're excited about. Reese is healthy again, and has had a great week of practice at this point, and is showing us he's ready to take on that responsibility. But you can't just push the young buck aside because he's done everything we've asked of him and is running our offense. And once again, they make each other better. And to have both of them and to have Reese, it's a great place to be. And I couldn't be more appreciative to be able to coach those guys. And I look forward to see their growth, whether it be Jerry the next 2 years or Reese at the next level.
An away game this week, Coach, going to play Liberty. Tell me about Liberty.
Yeah, they're a good football team. They've been beat up a little bit. They lost their key players, a running back that I was excited to see that's committed to LSU. Sounds like he broke his ankle week 1. So that's changed them a little bit, and they're kind of going through what we went through last year. But they got 2 linebackers that I'm really impressed with. I think the trenches, those guys play really hard. They're going to be athletic, and I think they're well coached, man. I like the young guy that they hired, Corey Lindsey. I think he's doing a great job coming in after the guy that just left to go to Plaquemine, and kept that thing rolling and kept it going. And I appreciate good football, and I appreciate guys that do a good job. I look at a team. I want to see how that team handles themselves, not just in between the whistle, but also on the sideline. And I'm really liking what Corey's doing. So I'm excited to see him. I've never played him before. I played Catholic at Olympia years ago when I was at Woodlawn. I've coached a couple All-Star games at Olympia. But Olympia is a great stadium. It's going to be a lot of fun to play in. Usually always brings a great atmosphere. Fans are on top of you. Just everything you want in a high school football game. And we get to go experience it. So, our job is to play good football and get the job done and go 1-0 this week and make it a lot more fun.
What are going to be the keys for Denham winning this week?
Well, it comes down to discipline. We got to continue to do our job and focus on what it is, the task at hand. Each time the whistle blows and sets the ball. I want to get back to focus on starting fast. We had the kickoff return last week, and then we kind of went into a little lull. And that little lull, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and you can dig yourself a hole that we don't want to dig ourselves into. So, ideally going out, being the first strike, and then ultimately just pouring it on. And, putting your foot on the gas. That's where we got to get good at, when you get your foot on the gas, you got to go. You got to just go ahead and hammer down and get after it. And there is no let up, man. We're not checking up. We're not hitting the brakes at all. And that's where we got to get to where it's just from the get-go, 48 minutes means 48 minutes, not waiting 2 or 3 minutes to get going. We want to play 48 minutes. That's our brand of football. So we got to do a good job of starting from second one and then finishing on the last second. And, that's kind of the way to do this. And like we talk about, set the standard, see if these guys can match our play. That's what we want to do. We want to set a standard in the game each week to see if those guys can match it. And if they do, we got to elevate. And then if they elevate, we got to elevate some more. So, ultimately I think starting fast is the best way to do that. And we continue to do so. Critical stops, feed off the momentum, and start fast. And, we'll be fine.
Coach, special teams had a great game last week. Tell me more about them and how they're going to continue to keep making these plays and keeping.
Well, I think for the first time now you're starting to reap the benefit of why they're called special teams, because they can be really special. You just hope the special comes on your side and not on the other sideline. Once again, huge momentum swings. Some of the most critical and most important plays in football are on special teams. You take guys from each side of the ball and you put them together in an 11-man group, and you have to go do things that you're not accustomed to doing with covering kicks, blocking. And then going to tackle. Some guys offensively don't do that. Some guys defensively don't block, which you got to be a special player to do all of that. And, of course, the momentum swings that can happen with a block punt or special teams touchdown. Like I've said, a lot of times if you're scoring special teams touchdowns, you got a chance to win the football game. And you're beginning to see, kind of reap the benefit of good special teams and, taking advantage of that momentum and making big plays. And it's a lot of fun. You get those paydays and those crunch bars, and you just freaking you get after it, and it's a lot of fun to watch, and it's a lot of fun to capitalize off that momentum.
We had some injuries. Jonas Clark and Alex Chandler.
Yeah. Both are back. Jonas with the toe. He wasn't going to be out long. He's been able to practice and looks good, really moving around. Alex with the shoulder. We gave him the night off. We gave him the long weekend, and so far so good. They're back. They're practicing. They're moving around well, and they feel pretty good. Which to feel good at this point is not the same feel good as day one, and it won't be the same feel good as it is in week 10 and ultimately in the playoffs. So you're going to get nicked up. You're going to get beat up, and it just comes down to taking care of your body and what you can and want to deal with.
Thank you, Coach, for coming out here to speak with me. Sponsored by James Restaurant. The next game is Friday against Liberty at Olympia Stadium at 7 o'clock. I'm Cooper Burrell, Coach Beard. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.
Great job.